What's up, guys and gals? It's your host of the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Kengan Omega. Kengan Omega, chapter 220, and I'm not even going to try to say the name of that attack. The chapter title is an attack name by a monk. The mighty monk himself, who's a supernova who is getting very little to showcase realistically. This chapter, in all honesty, I'm sort of glad I didn't react to, but I think this video could have been made into a YouTube short. Yeah, because realistically, the only exciting thing as far as I'm concerned, because watching Koga dominate the other supernovas and all that stuff, who have never showcased that they're anything but, you know, I had faith in Leonardo Silva up until the Berserker Bowl and stuff like that, but these guys are just... It's not that they're probably bad fighters, but the fact of the matter is that Koga is like, if Koga is, let's say, the top of C tier or a low B tier, these guys are about a tier below, or they're at the other end of his tier, right? So if Koga, let's say Koga was the top of C tier in power scaling, then the rest of the supernovas are at the bottom of C tier. So it's not even a thing. It's not like Okubo versus Seki. That was like, whoa, okay, who's going to do what? You know what I mean? So I sort of feel like that's the case. But that being said, there is one exciting thing about this chapter. And no, I'm not talking about the dresses and the outfits on the ladies. Some certain fans are going to be very happy with a couple of these panels. But it's the fact that OHMA and AGITO. Now, at first, I thought the rug was pulled out from underneath me because it sounded at first, like when I first speed blitzed the chapter read, was that AGITO and OHMA were gonna fight in a Kengan match, and I was like, okay, the rest of this chapter can go away because I will be here for that shit. I will 100% love that, right? Everyone would. Everybody wants to see that fight. But no, apparently not. However, this is basically Supernova versus Supernova. Then there's a match with OHMA against an unknown fighter. We don't know who. And then it's going to be AGITO for the main event, apparently. Well, it's implied that OHMA's definitely fighting next for a warm-up. And to warm up to the main event. And AGITO is in his fighting bodysuit. So I'm going to go out on the limb and say that OHMA's going to fight somebody and AGITO's going to fight somebody. Who could stand up to these giants? What matchups could we have? That's the real question. Because the rest of the chapter goes on, in all honesty, meh. You know, in all honesty, sort of meh. And by the way, this whole, oh no, he's down and out. It's like, this is not a Kengan match anymore, by the way. This is basically UFC. At this point, it's gotten too mainstream. The Kengan matches are not what they were. And that's really annoying. I found that really annoying. Like, the moment the monk took a heavy blow and stuff like that, it was like, nope, end of fight. And I was like, yeah, that's not Kengan. But anyways. Not the point of the other part of the chapter, which is, of course, discussing who is OHMA going to fight and who is AGITO going to fight. Now, there's a list, I think, of candidates for both. Certain matchups that we've never seen. For example, Waka has never gotten his opportunity to fight the Fang again. Right? He's never had that opportunity since his loss. So there is that as a possibility, where OHMA has already fought Waka. Gao Lang has never fought OHMA. There's a good one. Ryan could go up against AGITO. There's a possibility, unlikely, but a possibility. Lolong or Roland or however you say Mr. Donaire spelt wrong. Donaire there, he could fight most, of course, AGITO. I don't think Kuroki is even in the conversation. I don't think he's going to... he's not interested in that kind of idea, right? Yeah. realistically, what do you guys think this the matchup's going to be? What are the matchups that you guys expect from this? Because I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of possibilities, right? But I don't see Hatsumi. Hatsumi's another one. Hatsumi versus OHMA would be fantastic. I think that'd be a great way to showcase. And Mikazuchi is another great one. Mikazuchi and Hatsumi and Gaolang, none of them ever got to fight OHMA, right? So, yeah, I'm hoping it's some OGs and we're gonna get another Okubo versus Seki fight. I'm hoping that OHMA and Agito fight some veterans, fight some legends, if you will. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm really banking on that because the fact of the matter is what this chapter did, and a lot of people are upset by it, is that we jumped away from the fact that this is we're in the Kenshi's Mightiest Disciple universe now. We jumped away from that and we immediately said, okay, couple months gone by, boom, we're just into a little small event, a little tournament thing right out of the gate, right? I have no problem with that. I like that the pacing is like, no, we are not going to dull you guys with chapters of exposition. Let's jump back to the fighting. Kengan's all about the fighting. Let's jump back to the fighting. It's watered down its character arcs, but if we could get a couple of matches that were sort of toted about but never saw, that once again, I think a great contender for this is Wakatsuki versus Agito, because Waka never got his shot. That was part of his arc. That was his whole motivation in the original manga, in the Cat, was to do so. Was to go up against the Fang again and use Blast Core and prove himself. And he never got the opportunity to do so. You know, and Hatsumi fighting up against OHMA. There's another one that we sort of expected. Setsuna fighting against OHMA did happen eventually, but outside of the Cat, you know. But there was a lot of matchups that were like, okay, this person actually wants to fight this person, and they never got the opportunity to do so, and we've never seen them actually go toe-to-toe. So, and since we were robbed of a straight-up, a real Mukaku versus OHMA fight, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be absolutely great if we got that. If we actually got that. So, yeah. Since there wasn't anything really interesting to review in the chapter, that's what I'm focusing on here for this short video. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. What's your matchups? What do you expect to see, and what would you want to see? I suppose those are two different things. What you know because a plot can't happen, but what would you want to happen, you know, as well? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we will see all of you Kengan fans back here next time for another chapter, chapter 221. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Sayonara, everybody.